Hello there, welcome back. We've got more New Year, New Rooks tournament here, phase 2. We've got Breadlord versus Lord Malgas. Kicking things off on Wayland. I cannot remember, like, I'll never remember. It's just cross, man. It's rivers. Rivers? Lakes. The one that's not rivers. Lakes. 4 lakes, man. 4 lakes. That's what it is. As you can see, a lake right here at the start next to our player Lord Malgas here in the grey, and the black sun playing against Breadlord, as we said, in the green, both on the black sun here. And Breadlord a lot further away from his lakes than Malgas here. Malgas is a pretty comfy looking starting area there. You can see those cadus and those shorefish look quite inviting for a food processor. We've got 7 nerfs, found another 4. So up to about 11 nerfs or so. We've got this lurable Bolotar over here, 2 of them. So plenty of food for the players to get started, and then a ton of food to lean into in the mid game here, if they so choose. Up to the players of whether they want to get those shipyards down and get those trawlers out or not. And I'm going to speed it up, get through T1. The Bolotar being lured here. Big lizard. Full of steak, it would seem. 340. And the centre as well. This is an interesting one for the centre. Very high up this hill. It's usually kind of like a big square, but this one's like a elongated rectangle. A lot of Nova on top. Some ore. We'll check on how Breadlord's getting on. He's got up to 8 nerfs here. Just getting his carbon. Looks like he's eating one of his lures here. I assume so anyway. There's one left. Oh, there's a raptor somewhere. Where's the raptor? Oh, here he is. So even more food there. 325. Getting house for a wee moment here. Bad times. Looks like Malgas has found his opponent. This is what he sees with his scout. It's starting to be super toxic with the scout there. Maybe just clicking and not noticing. Your scout will be toxic if you don't attend to it. Start shooting your opponent. It's like doing 3 damage to your worker, but the alert that the game gives you makes you think like it's the worst thing in the world, so it's super tilting. Malga's getting housed here. Yeah, just pull 3 workers at least. They'll look quicker. And he's got that shipyard down. He's making them unpowered at the moment. Did get 1 trawler out though. We'll eventually get there. Have to remember we're on 2 times speed, so this is incredibly slow. I mean, it gets there eventually though. I'm sure you could fit in a power core soon enough though. Prefab, light wall going down here. Some Nova. Kind of far back that Nova. Don't know why you would take this though if you're going to wall when you could just take this one up here, which is safer. I mean, this one could be covered by your turrets as well if you had to make turrets in your carbon. You could have done the same thing over here if you were carboning it up there. Do you see shipyard down for Breadlord with power core? It's quite out of the way. His opponents might not notice that. Does have the green advantage too. This home turf here and the jungle. Everything's green. And there's all this Nova here as well. We did see Malgas scout him, but can we really be sure that he saw his base? It's all green. Look at that on the minimap. Looks like patches of Nova. And food processor down here for Malgas. I don't know if he really needs to be farming it up so much now. He's got his nerfs. He's got his shipyard. Did he eat his raptor? Yeah. Could have eaten some of this maybe. With his food processor. Get him there, save his carbon, put his carbon into his buildings to attack up and have a faster T3, more efficient. You can even buy like 100 food, maybe. if necessary. And what's Breadlord up to? On his way to T2. His shipyard is already taken over. He's got a power core. It's already got all his farms down, so I think in his case it's more him just putting the buildings down, so they're probably going to reach T3 around the same time. So this is one thing with the Black Sun that they both got. Their motivator attacks are half price. And these are really like the only ways to upgrade your utility trawlers. So you get carry capacity increase, 10% speed. So normally you kind of wait to a certain point because they're quite expensive, you know, of having so many workers or so. I would say when you're fishing you just get trawler right away in T2 really, because it doesn't feel like as big of an impact because it's like the equivalent of like 3 workers or so. But when you've got boats, you've got all these extra workers. But since it's half price, does it not go quicker as well? Or am I cooked? I can't even read. Yeah, it's not quicker. It's just 50% less. God damn, man. It's because they bundled it with something else there. I don't even know what I've read. So it's not quicker, so definitely worth getting at half price though, I would say. Especially when you're fishing. This seems like a really good map for Black Sun, right? You can have all those extra boats out. You can upgrade them for the cheap. So Breadlord starting T3, Malga's just a little bit ahead. I mean, he's been T2 a lot longer. He's getting his power core now. He's only got 2 boats now though. As we can see, the Breadlord's got a lot more. This one a little bit idle. I don't know what they want to do in the mid game here when they hit T3. It's all very, very passive. The map kind of invites that. I mean, if you look at the sort of spawns, especially if people are like sweating up in this map, it's kind of easy to wall off, right? So it very much leans itself into a sort of passive-aggressive wall-off fish kind of map. The only time that you're maybe really going to find an opportunity to get some sort of aggression in is when on these nerf starts going for like mounties and then fishing behind it. But then even then, it's not usually a sort of kill pressure kind of game. It's more, I'll delay you and get to T3 before you kind of antic. So we're not really missing too much here from these two. You know, not playing the map like super nerd. Because this is pretty much what it's going to be anyway. Command center going down. Double CC here for Breadlord. For Malga's anti-air turrets. Anti-air boat, so he's very concerned about air coming his way. And Breadlord just doesn't really share that concern. He's just focusing on his economy, so Malga's sort of slowing himself down in that regard. He's got a nice wall off though. Just doesn't want to die to anything. He's maybe gone a little bit overboard there. Well, I said he had a nice wall off, but it looks like there's a gap here just behind this prefab. The strike mech just runs it. He's already got a mech destroyer though. He's built everything he needs to survive. It's not going to be too bad for him just because he's got boats, you know. He's got that extra eco. He's got so much resources backed up anyway. But I think he needs to get some CCs down so he can start spending this food and just turning it all into workers and really hype up his economy, right? Because if I go here, Breadlord's ahead in workers, and he might start pulling ahead in every other metric because he's got 2 CCs extra to build from. He's effectively got 4 CCs, he's got a shipyard too. He's not making the boats, but you can see the command centers have all got the workers queued up here. And now he's thinking about like defensive things, right? He's getting his mech destroyer, rallying that out. We've still got the 2 holocrons in the center, which can be grabbed up as well. And then we've got the center to play for the players, and we can see the Malgas is actually coming out here. With his 2 MDs, which is a lot more than the one here for Breadlord. And he's actually getting the workers out here, so he's playing for the center. Pretty smart here, getting these workers forward. We'll see where he wants to build his command center or his fortress, whatever he's going to go for here. He doesn't really have enough for either, but he should have a spaceport, I would think. No, he doesn't have a spot. What's for the new players not getting spaceports, man? Like, if you want any advice from me, it's I think that you should always play with a spaceport when you're, especially when you're a new player. Like, going War Center, Mech Factory is actually kind of advanced in the current, like, year. And the reason that I feel you should get a spaceport is because you're not going to nail everything with your economy. And you can see here, Malgas is obviously taking in way more food than you can actually spend. And right now, he could just trade that food away, turn it into carbon, turn it into ore. Because it's doing nothing for him, just rotting away in his store. So he could have turned it into a fortress and built a fortress in his enemy player. He could build it here in the center, and he could build command centers. Now, this could probably be done by now, with all the time that we've waited. I think he did get a spaceport in the end. Breadlord doesn't have one. Breadlord's eco might be jumping way ahead. Yeah, 30 workers. Like, remember the last time we looked, it was only like 6 workers, now 30 workers. But Malgas does have the center. You might not necessarily need a ton of workers to play Black Sun anyway. Because, I mean, the best units are going to come out of here, right? These Night Mothers. With our Spirit Ichor attack. Like, look at pretty stacked upgrades they can get. Command center. Gladiator droids. They were really good on their release, but they got nerfed quite a bit, and I think other things have been worked out and sort of outscaled them too. They're still really annoying though. I like them for what their purpose is as like a front line. Because they sort of require 2 different units to counter them. So they should be quite good early game, particularly like early T3. Because when it dies, it's going to go into that melee mode and it's going to run on top of the mechs. And oof, big volley there. Just got a lot of upgrades here for Malgas. So Malgas has kind of prioritized strategy and tech, I would say here, whereas Breadlords kind of just went for the economy, right? So Breadlord's lost quite a few MDs, but you can kind of replace them pretty easily, I would say, with his worker lead. He's actually just housed right now. Like, that's his problem at the moment, is he needs houses. He's got so many more MDs over here. Don't know if they were all just stuck or sitting in the base defending. But we do have a hill and a fortress, and the hill is going to provide that 25% damage bonus, less taken for these units. So Breadlord's going to have to just hang fire at the moment, and I mean what you could be really doing is just getting set up maybe at the base of the hill here, or just behind his production with the fortress, just so he can pump out some cannons and maybe get to T4 ahead of his opponent here. And Malgas has just always had that food to tech, because he's not been pumping it into workers. I mean, he's even built this other CC and he's not using it right now. 7 here, none. And this one. Needs to kind of get them balanced. And Breadlord's lake is about to run out here. Go for the other one. We need a sieve that's got whirlpool technology. You know, you spawn it here and then your boats spawn over here. So you don't have to sit and make 20 aqua harvesters. That's the dream. Give me the whirlpool technology. Get that on a water sieve or something. We're the Mon Calamari or something like that. Teleport my boats. We have mastered the ocean. I've got very strong black coffee. Vietnamese. Oh, it's not bad though. A little bit of a snarling up the face. That's looking a bit heavy. Taking 10 workers, everyone. There we go. Hello? Excuse me? Basic training at 33 minutes? That's greedy. That's peak greed. Breadlord is truly the lord of bringing in the bread here from his workers. Prioritizes the bread over their own HP and armor. 33-minute basic training. He's lucky he's not been attacked. Maybe that's his rationale. Well, I don't get it unless I've been attacked. He's found a little angle here. He's managed to crawl up into the corner of the high ground. That way he doesn't have that malice and the elevation buff. And you can use the superior numbers here. And actually pushing Malgus behind his fortress. The mechs for Black Sun aren't very good, but you know, your opponent's the same civ as you, so they do mighty fine here in the mid game. It's just that they won't be able to scale like other civs. But they'll form a nice little sort of base army, and it's kind of the way you want to think about things, particularly in a 1v1. As this is maybe your core units just now. Gladiator Droid can come in and support, but when you get Night Mothers and cannons out, you know, they're supporting this army, and you can use this to go forward and snipe your opponent's cannons. Night Destroyer is just a very good sort of mid-game unit for pretty much any civ in almost any scenario. 2 secs, someone at my door. Apologies, but I cannot be bothered editing. What have I come back to? Night Sister Initiate. Pummels just rallying to their deaths here. What have I come back to? Did get his command center though. He's lost all the MDs. That's what we talked about, these being really annoying, right? Like, look how long they survive against so many MDs. Like, they do so well when there's units behind. I like these with grenade troopers, maybe. It's something Black Sun are really nice for. You see, like, the MDs win against this mode, but then they kind of suck against this mode. That's why you kind of need, like, 2 different units. So it's turning an interesting mid-game here for them. Both just making MDs, Gladiator Droids. Bounty Hunter is kind of good. If it doesn't frontline, just because it doesn't take too much damage from mech stars. So the fortress units are just playing a good role here. See how long that tanks. These trees are just mucking up Breadlord here at the moment. And Malgus is just sort of firing squadding all the units. He's got so many MDs built up here. And this is a bad trade now. Because there's just no DPS. And these are just going to continue exploding the units of Breadlord. And Malgus and Breadlord both made it to T4 while I was gone, it seems. Just can't quite get a good army together here for Breadlord because of these trees and stuff. I might actually have to just wait here and get all those units together. Malgus has stopped reinforcing at the moment though. Maybe he's trying to switch off of the mech destroyers. Because the Mech Destroyers, they've kind of done their part, right? Where's the power core? This is going to take a long time. He's trying to get into troopers, it seems. Kind of big core unit for Black Sun. They're not like the strongest troopers, but they're pretty good. And I just mean strongest in terms, you know, like of health. They've got their own merits. So Disruptors gives them all this extra damage against Temple units, Bounty Hunters, and against enemy troopers. So you're probably both going to want that when you're on troopers. Cancel it out for each other. We've got this better tech for the grenade troopers too. And then we've got stim packs, right, for that extra 15 health. So it'd be kind of like Republic troopers. A lot of MDs just hanging fire at the moment. Just a lot of time. They're both just chilling out here and they're up to something. What's Breadlord actually doing? Getting on the Nova here. So I've got plenty at home, but it would be nicer to eat the one in the middle, right? In case something happens and then you've got that to fall back on. It would be strategic. Bit of scout harassment there, forcing a full garrison. That hidden Nuna here from Malgus. I don't really see much of a transition. We'll go mounted troopers, but if he starts going normal troopers, he's really going to win out here, I think. And both maybe just a little bit lost here with what they want to do Black Sun late game. I'd say for sure I want to see... To be honest, in the absence of any air from either player, an air cruiser is sovereign. We've got a fortress. I think each should be making an AC, getting Night Mothers and things like that, and Assault Mechs wouldn't be too bad here in this instance as well for a bit of area of effect. Since they're on Mechs, they've got a lot of the upgrades. You know, they've effectively got extra Nova here in the centre too. You get some Assault Mechs until you force Night Mothers from your opponent or something like that. Gotta find ways to just tech switch. And the Mounties would be a good tech switch if your opponent's gonna stay on MDs, but it's maybe silly to assume that in this instance, when they just don't scale too well on this Civ. Malgus kind of just needs his repeater and his stim pack. I think he's got his stim packs, doesn't he? I think he's good to go. A few strike mechs trying to raid there. Might actually be wanting them in a moment when the troopers show up. Can this cannon hit something? Can it hit this temple with the two hollows in it? Oh wow, that's really well protected over there. Bit of a flank from Malgus. He's going to get the repeaters in here as well. Just needs to maybe get some grenade troopers and really smash this army. His MD's not doing great, but the repeaters... Well, he doesn't have stim packs yet, he's missing that 15. I couldn't for the life of me remember what the base heavy trooper health was. A lot of DPS out here. And Temple gonna go down. The Breadlord is getting pushed back here. Quite a lot of damage from these troopers, these 6+4 troopers. Malgus actually like kind of poor though. He needs this push to work. He's put everything into this push. And it's just troopers he's spamming here. Should have a quick look and see where people are at with their eco. Right, we got all our upgrades here. Mostly. And Breadlord. Oh, he's missing on this carbon. That's kind of a big issue. And nerfs. The last farm one. He does have 10 nerfs, so it's worth getting, I would say. And this tag switch. It's really doing well for Malgus. Breadlord wanted to go into Mounties just from the get-go here, but the Repeater Troopers are going to make short work of them and just gun them down as they run in here. Yeah, this is worse than the last Samurai charge. So many going down. And the only thing that's missing here is maybe the cannon starting to knock down this fortress. I think Malgus should just keep going and spawn camp the units. Like, who cares about the fortress damage, man? He'll be fine. Just keep throwing the units in. Get that cannon out, start knocking down the fortress. And Breadlord, it's kind of hard to fight against these units in this sort of mirror matchup because the strike mechs suck, so I just have the upgrades for them just now. And it's to lean on them until he can maybe get his own troopers out, because I think you want your own. You fight fire with fire, right? It's the only way to do it here, since you don't really have heavy strike mech. Or HP for your strike mechs. I'm gonna get onto the lake here. These guys are all idle. It's maybe going to harm Breadlord because he's been relying on it for a long time. Could have gotten some harvesters with them. The cannon's getting into position, but the units are not actually prepared to keep them safe at the moment. There we go. They do need to frontline for them. These trees are bamboozling them. I don't know where they were trying to, like, here or something to hit this. Getting into position now. Some advanced fighters. Is he maybe going to go and raid his opponent with these? Malgus is really nailing his tech switches right now. And the fighters go around and kill some workers, and you know, he never really played with air in the mid game at all, so there's not really any anti-air at all in the economy for Breadlord. And there is for Malgus. And Breadlord going to call it there. So Malgus taking game 1. Let's go to game 2. That's a pretty good game. They're on Mudflow. I've got to hit that nice little bamboo aesthetic again. Got a bunch of Nunas again to go into the nurseries. Got a lot of Eopis here. Malgus going straight for them with the food processor. There are Falumps though, 2 Falumps and the Nunas that probably want to go in the nursery, so a little bit suboptimal here, but hey, as long as he can keep his production going, it doesn't really matter too much, does it? It's not huge amounts of nerf anyway, so it'll be a negligible amount. And there's no guarantee his opponent even goes for his Eopis too, so as he's pulling the Falumpa set here, and I must make it out of T1. Straight onto that Falump, bring that food home, keep that production going. A little bit of a lapse there, had to do some manual, but he needs to click him back to work. Mechanic like task in here for Malgus. Remember, we're on 2 times speed as well. That was an eternity. Which means, again, command center idle. So checking a little bit and we'll see how much that's damaged things for him here. Old Nixu here in the Dianoga. Don't know how to pronounce it. I feel like if I keep going though, I'm going to get banned off YouTube. Another Falump lured. We do some Muja, the old classic berry right here, the Muja fruit bush. The 125, the red berry. Is it red? It is pretty red. There's a bit of red and orange in there, but I would say it's red. Strong tomato look to it. Falumpa being lured here. So what will the players want to do here? As I talked about before when we covered this map in the last set, the clusters are quite small. Nobody has any of those crazy spawns right on the edge. They do tend to be small and further away from the command center than an average game. Unless you're always getting map screwed. To make them vulnerable to mounty harass and stuff. Especially when you get to open nursery. I'm gonna say Breadlord might not even take us be dead. He's just not finished his farms yet. What's this guy up to? Getting into those farms. Malgus has got so much more food than Breadlord here at the moment. What's going on? 500 food deeper here. Breadlord 300 more carbon. The workers have evened themselves out. The carbon getting turned into farms. It's gonna be a while before that pays itself off. Does kind of look though like Breadlord could have went for like a Mountie opener and done a lot of damage to Malgus. Malgus would have been very vulnerable to that. He did have his troop center over here with nothing in it. Maybe he's making some unpowered Mounties. Okay, I like it. Be good on this map, regardless of what's going on. And this carbon well hidden over here. But if it gets caught, he's in trouble. But that first Mountie is out, and is it struggling to get across in the spawn, is it? Where's it actually going? Oh, he's put the spawn in like some random place though. That's maybe the issue. Because it looks like there is a path just directly here. Yeah. Scout sees things, he's trying to get over here. Trying to get on that power core, maybe he's gonna have two Mounties out on the power core actually. Oh, wow, this could go down. He knows as well. Like Breadlord knows, man. He's come over to fight for it. Does he have anything in production? No, he's got some trooper recruits coming out here. He didn't get basic training, it's not 33 minutes yet, man. He's got 20 minutes before he can get basic training. Right, he's got it. He's changed things, but he's got the hill here, but I mean, the damage has been split as well. One goes down. I think his power core is safe now though with just one Mountie.
Give us a target. Pin them down.
Yeah, it's disaster averted, but a lot of idle workers during all that, a lot of micro having to be put in here, and a few workers went down as well, right? I go lost, and he's then 6. What's that? 3 trooper recruits maybe? 3 workers. So Malga's very ahead. 2 troop centers here. Trade Federation very well equipped to just spam out troopers, and it's turning into like a super rushy game now. That carbon will probably have to be moved in soon. May actually be nice to just come down here and put the turrets at the production right now. Maybe turret, get that hill, cover your ore, your nova, and this carbon for a bit. Then maybe when you get up to T3, put some CCs down or something, cover your new carbons. Either that or you could. This actually looks like a good place to move to, and actually in the center. Wouldn't mind that, right? Get the ore. I think it's maybe corner play for Malga's crawl towards the corner. The trooper is trying to find their way in here. That scout and that one Mountie, but it's going to go down there. Remember, workers buffed a little bit against Mounties, do a little bit more damage. These guys, though, they are dead. I just noticed now they're different civs. TF and Zan. I don't know if there's like a... Have I seen this before? Is this a preordained thing? Breadlord started... oh no, it's... Yeah, it's Breadlord. He started T3. Malga's still heavily in T2. He's going to get a power core though. There's nothing here to defend it. Warsound, he's getting the plus damage now as well, so this is going to go down even quicker. These guys going over to the carbon. I'm not really seeing any turrets anywhere. Breadlord's like trying to get to T3. Trying to make a new power core here, but no. He's on top of you here. He's keeping an eye on where your workers are going. You need somewhere safe to turtle, and I feel like just getting the turrets here would have been the play for him if he wanted to play around T3. Because he could have been so safe, I think. There'd be some angles, sure, and there might be some diving from the troopers, but it'd be a hell of a lot better off. It's a shame he never got to eat that flump as well, when he had the 5 idle workers there, after the power core antics. And too little too late trying to crawl in with the turrets. And I think Malgus has pretty much just dominated this game. Just with the early aggression and playing off of it, keeping the tempo going. And Breadlord is T3, but I mean it's an insurmountable gap really. 33 workers to 15, and he's gonna call GG there. Malgus going up 2-0 here. I'll go to the third game, and it's I feel a little bit bad, you know, it could be the end of the series here. If Malgus wins this one. And Galactic Empire versus Zan Consortium again. Maybe it is just pick your favourite Civ, I don't know. I do like Zan though. That Nova, it's just fun. It's good, it's comfy. Got 2 blurgs and oh god, it's the Salacious Crumbs back again. Ah, laughing guy from the. I feel I can do a better impression than that, but I don't want to embarrass myself in an attempt. The Womp Rats, the Lava Fleas. Push these monkey lizards to the command center. And then watch it crawl away. Got the lava flea though. Get that food. Breadlord on the food stockpiles right now. So his nursery up. There's maybe a bit of idle CCing going on. He's actually pulling the lava flea, but his workers aren't here anymore.
If you don't mind paying us to run around that way, make up your
Doesn't seem to do much damage to your scout though. But they will gather that quicker. And thanks to RVA's pursuits, they get to keep their food from the food stock. Once upon a time, they didn't do that. I think they would like delete it or something. But it's like your food's now tradable between different jobs. You'll only lose it if you clicked on the carbon and they actually started mining the carbon. Used to be if you clicked on, you accidentally did this, your food's gone. It still taunts me in my brain, like I still think about it and play around it, even though it's not the case. They have to actually start doing the job. RVA patches, fixing that. Lava fleet. Down Vigo. And 2 crossings, just on the left hand side. Not the longest rush distance at all. Especially if players like, you know, like build their troop centers forward as well. Shortens it even more. I'm waiting a long time in these games for people to get their carbon processors down. See, these are times when you should just, you know, like grab that worker and just shoot the monkey lizard, right? The Womp Rats. What's the deal with it? I think you can wall them, right? With like light walls, medium walls, you just can't like prefab them. Is it maybe you can't build on this bit? You see him building it on the cracks. Take a while, like it's not too expensive though, the light wall. Light wall just OP. 250 health. What is it like? Is it 2? Where are walls? Do you even get walls here? You must do. I know where they are though. I don't know what the hotkey is for them. Where they show up. Where's turrets? Oh here, right. Probably be with the turrets. Yeah, it's two carbon. I thought so. Like it's super cheap. For how strong it is, it's way too cheap. Or for how cheap it is, it's way too strong. I prefer it that way. Don't mind it being cheap, just don't want it to be so strong. It does have to do quite a bit though, if he wants to wall his opponent out fully. But at the very least he's stalled him, but it's actually not that long of a stall for the effort exerted. I don't really see any troop centers or anything like that. You're gonna look at your opponent walling two ways, like, are they gonna play around it and like maybe hit you with strike max since they got the wall there? And if so, should you wall as well? Or do you just look at it like, they've put a lot of time and resources into this, so I'm just gonna fly over it with air. That's kind of your options in that regard. And then also, do I T2 heavy Mountie rush them and just kill their wall instantly and kill them? That's your other option there. Holocron split, we got 3 for Bread, 2 for Malgas. Can you walk through that? Or does it just count as lava? See, the lava looks pretty cool in this game. These sprites, man, they just age so well compared to those 3D games that came out after them. So they had a little bit of a pause there. Both just really slow T2. You're getting a lot of farms up and everything. Big eco T1. He still escapes the wrath of the workers. Got Mag Factory. Don't need these Womp Rats, man. I think they're worth it. It's like 560 food. Could have been a food processor. Oh my god, man, he's giga walling here. He's building War Center up there? Was that like queued after you've completed your long wall? It'd be a very slow T3. See, I worry about something like this and my opponent just T3ing before me and just killing me with fighters. Because this is a very lax T2 to T3 transition. Then should have the quicker T3, I feel, with the cut the Nova, or I can buy resources or something with a spaceport. He's got Mech Factory War Center after seeing his opponent wall. And it's good for Zan, you know, like long term, but I think you're gonna have to open fighters here for sure. Unless you do some sort of Giga Chad maneuver. You could get your upgrades. You know, rally 4 strike max here, get an airbase, float them across, and your opponent actually would be, well, he would be dead, to be honest. He would die to that. He's not opening Mech Factory. This could be the greediest of Empire openers. I don't know what the point of the War Center is, to be honest, when you go Mech Factory. This should just be Spaceport Temple. You should need the flexibility of the Spaceport too when you do greedy things like this, in case you need to be really reactive, like your opponent does do something like I just described. And you're like, oh no, well, I suppose I'm either going to get an airbase and a bomber here, or I'm going to get a Mech Factory and an MD. And given the circumstances, you might not have the carbon at hand at that moment. So you need to buy it.
Signal received.
Shoot him. Take him down. He's coming right for you. He's coming right for us. Take him down. Is them both T3? They are. We don't even have a power core right now for a mount. Like, this is some peak greed. That's a basic training though. He's not as greedy as Breadlord's been in the first game. CC going down here. What is Malgus up to? Turret. He's getting power core. Maybe once those hollows. I think you should just have more res. Motivator? He's ahead of workers. I don't know, like my feeling of where players should be right now in terms of res and stuff is just not really lining up. So I'm kind of curious as to, you know, where's the money going? Is it maybe just not being generated? These maybe some of these farms have ran out. It looks like quite a few of them have been topped up by the upgrade, right? Oh wait, does it work like that? I can't. I never know how the farm upgrades work, man. I believe both ways, and I play around both ways as well. Like I'm crazy. It's like once a year I need to like go and confirm to myself how the farm upgrade works. It's other people's fault for bamboozling me at times, telling me the wrong things, making me gaslight myself about it. Yeah, like no, they can't be topped up. That's why I got gaslighted into believing, right? Like it's on build, the food application, right? Because those maps where you've got farms on them, like Ukio and stuff, like if you go and find them at the start, they'll just have the base food. If you get the upgrade and then find them, I think you get more food, right? I don't think you'll get it when you upgrade them, and you've already found them. Farm's driving me mental. Holocron being picked up by Malgus. What's Breadlord up to? Someone please get the next upgrade so I can put myself out of this. It's gonna haunt me. It's gonna drive me mental. But it's just turning out a really greedy eco game for both. Breadlord should pick up his hollows though. I think he's getting a lot of time. I think like Zan is actually kind of a good civ to do that with, I would say. If you're gonna get like a free 100 Nova, where you text T2 and then text T3, you're kind of that's gonna pay for your Padawan. Like if you just played legit and you went 3 workers on a Nova, that pays for your Padawan. And then you just start getting free Nova. Apprentice coming over here with some fighters. Does he come to harass? Or is he just like tanking? No, he's come to harass. This is wild. T3 apprentice harassment. Is there at least Knight on the way? There's absolutely not. Don't be silly. The apprentice is here to harass. Oh, look at him go back into the transport, man. This is like StarCraft 2 micro right here. Again, Breadlord just nothing for air. No air base. He's making anti-air troopers. Galactic Empires, that's slightly cheaper air. It would feel good to just play around with air. Even into T4. Because then once you're T4, you've got like, you get like crazy. They got the cheapest air in the game. In T4. They get efficient manufacturing on top of their racial. And Breadlord is just kind of caught here. Great. He's got so much ore though, and he just doesn't want to spend it on turrets for some reason. I don't know if he's like tilted or he's just panicking or what. But he's got like 600 ore. If he had some sort of plan in the back of his mind that he really wanted to do, like get the fortress or something. And that's why he's being so reluctant. He's getting one up here. The anti-air troopers are just not great, but maybe he's gonna think about like, I'll make these now and then I can bring them over to be aggressive or something. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to do airbase and doesn't want to do too many turrets. He's oh, and he's found a way to kill his anti-air though. Although he just run away. He's taking the hollow and he's leaving. Can he save it though? Yeah, he can. This is going down. Nope. Goodbye. Someone please upgrade your farms. No! Just remember to always trust your younger self when it comes to how farms work. Don't believe anything anyone tells you. That strike taking a lot of damage from these fighters, but I mean the aggression's that's sort of falling through now, but I hate to keep clicking back here, but we kinda need to. 700 Nova now. Malgus is behind in the workers, behind in some of the metrics, but I mean that 3 Nova is gonna get worse and worse. Is that lizard still alive? I can hear him. Take him out. Is that bomber? No, it's another transport. He wants this hollow. We need a plan from Breadlord, man. He's got some max out. We need a mid-game plan. We need something. We need a push. We need like a heavy weapons factory and some A. Maybe some pummels. Pummels I think would do really well, considering your opponent's not gone max. You've got triple air based empire right here. And this is pummel country. You can definitely stomp in pummel country, I think. They're too slow to get you. Not like the bats. Bat country? No. You can't stop there. Down the fighter goes. Come on, let's see some pummels or something. I want to see this wall burn. These fighters are still coming in the air. Looking for these excursions, these sorties to do some damage into Breadlord's territory. The turret doesn't quite cover everything. I get the fortress. I'm quite a conservative fortress. Fighters coming in here, and even though there's the turret, they're just going to do damage, but All goes up to 60. He's actually evening out here. Breadlord's a little bit housed at the moment, waiting for his fortress. But with all the workers being killed, Malgus is starting to catch up. He's starting to build workers now. He's up to 3cc, so it's evening things out. And then he's got that big differential, right, where he's got those holocrons just giving him free money. Fortress goes up.
Ready for combat.
I think there's just scouting the map, I guess, for Malgus. Trying to find more holocrons. Because he is up to 3. And I'm going with Thanos, but they're going to fly through the turret though. Oh. Takes a hard right there. Or hard left in his instance. the air, just escorting it over here. Nature's risen against here. The Tanray seems like an anagram for a different word there. One that I will not be saying. And he gets that holocron. He's got it back to his lands. Send it off to the temple. It's up to 4 now. Well, he just dropped it there. Well, he wants them on his side first. Make sure his opponent just doesn't get them before he does. But he's not really playing around it. And Malga's on his way to T4 now. Breadlord, loads of carbon built up, which could just be so many mechs. But the Nova, he's not really got too much on it. And that's the 5 holocrons now in Malgu's operated territory. We can send this back to the temple now. They put a lot of micro and effort into this, but it should pay off for him. Going at this long game where, you know, the map's been split and everything. Just all that free Nova. It's probably actually quicker than transport, maybe. Yeah, I think that's quicker than a Padawan. In fact, we're still looking for angles to do damage. Now that holocron operation's been completed, we made another Padawan just to go and get it. So up to 4. Sif Knight on the way. An interesting one to be going for when you're way into T4. Because they're kinda just, you're making them obsolete. Did he forget that you made this other one? Where's he going? Soon he will be Thanos. He'll have his infinity gauntlet or whatever it is. Full of stones, full of holocrons. What a cloak. What cloak action. Is that spin? It looks like a spinning top when he starts going the other angle. He's done it. 5 holos. Where are we at? This is our starting point. 2.4k. 45 minutes. Okay, for the last an hour, we'll see how much Nova he's accumulated. 225 per game minute. I suppose it'd probably be like 3k or something. If we do the math. Quick math. A lot of AMDs here for Breadlord. He did hit T4. Fast fighters here. Probably for Malga's not really having anything on the ground. What's he gonna make? Maybe if he makes like 1,000,000 assault max. Can afford it probably. Heavy mech on the way. Right. 287. Finally, I can put this to rest and feel better. See, doesn't apply, right? That's what I thought. It's my always fault. Right, I feel better now. Heavy mech destroyer on the border. Up to advanced fighters again. Maybe gonna get some kills. Like they have the DPS to sort of fly past the turrets and just kill loads of workers. You're probably gonna want homing and advance really. Either that or like your own little group of interceptors, which it's probably the cheaper option these days. Because the interceptors can just annihilate them with the range and practically one tapping them. We got the two knights going to come across and just do some harass, and just going to buy Malgus more time, give him more Nova to be up against his opponent. He wants to get his ground forces transition going, right? Which admittedly there doesn't seem to be much happening with it right now. He's getting his War Center upgrades though. These knights not going to last very long against all these MDs, but fighters are finding the damage here. Some A-mobiles and some troopers chasing them around. You can see that DPS, how quickly they kill workers. And I feel like for all this time we could have just had a cannon out here from Breadlord just hitting the wall. Hitting all this infrastructure. And there wouldn't really be much you can do about it. Kind of the peril of building so close here into like terrain you can't access. There's a cannon now. I do really feel Breadlord could just pump out quite a few of them and really do some damage here to Malgus. These guys killed the light walls pretty quickly. Well, that flat damage. Cannon annihilating the walls. Ooh, there's going to be assault mechs. It's so easy to build when you've got 5 holocrons, right? The assaults too, all that bonus damage. Looking healthy, man. Loads of upgrades. It's the only thing they're missing, like armor. Yeah. It's gonna feel we're gonna need a shield generator here for sure, and you need to focus fire these assault mechs. Comparable health, but he's got shield, so. Malgus really needs to be careful, and you can use your cannons to hit the assault mechs too. They do very good damage. Devastating losses right now for Breadlord. He has the resources for the shield generator, but he might have just lost too much too quickly. Trying to get his own assault mechs out, but they just suck. Not handy ones, and he doesn't get the percent health upgrade. Malgus will. I think he's got it on the way though, does he? He does. Technicians there. Since it's percentage based, it's really impactful on the assault mechs, since they have such a high HP total. And they're just getting spawn camped here. They need a front line. They can't just pop out and save the day, not against this unit composition. The MDs are pretty much their counters. So 469 health now. And Breadlord going to call GG there, so Malgus is going to take this series 3-0. Interesting games. A lot of passivity, a lot of economy. I'm saying 5 hollows, that's why. Oof. Probably shouldn't have let him get the 5 hollows, that's for sure. Just having a little bit of a chat there. But yeah, GG, well played to both people involved, so Malgus will proceed through there, I guess. If you like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. If you want to get involved in these types of games, you'll find our GBG server Discord invite down below in the description field. One for the Expanding Fronts mod, and if you want to support the channel in another way, maybe buy me a coffee, you can find the PayPal donation link down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, bye bye.